Hey everybody, hopefully you had a great day today. I started out my day pretty good, as today was one of the first days of going back to teaching new people who wanted to be therapists, some returning students and some new students, and I was excited for this day to be there and to support and to build and educate new therapists. It's something that I enjoy doing, really building this field. But along the day, I got an update about some things that are going on in Chicago. And the update said that there's, as of this weekend, 500 homicides that have happened in the city of Chicago. Now, part of my work as a therapist is to help people dealing with lots of difficult situations. And oftentimes I work with people who are dealing with loss and grief, whether they lost a family member or a partner or somebody who is important to them. There are even times where I've worked with people that they've lost their children to one reason or another. I've even had people who have struggled with the loss of maybe not even being able to have a child. Maybe they've gone through infertility or other struggles and haven't been able to have a child, and that has been really tough for them, that the pain is still there for them. Some people lose somebody a month ago or a year ago or 3 years ago, but they still feel the pain of that loss. And to lose somebody that you care about is really tough and really difficult. And sometimes we feel like there should be a level of months or time of how to get over it, and it's not. It's not that easy, and that's why some people actually come into therapy. But today, just hearing the news that 500 homicides in 9 months have happened in Chicago, I have to admit my heart is torn and is hurting because of that. Because when I think about it, a lot of the people who have passed might look like myself, or even worse, look like my son and daughter. And I can't imagine what that would feel like to lose my children to violence, or to have a family member lost because of the violence. I can only imagine the hurt and the pain that the families are going through. And I don't even know if there are or what resources they might have to deal with the grief. I mean, I think about it. A whole city is going through loss and grief. A whole city lost 500 people in 9 months. And what that tells me in the next 3 months is that there could be more. Most likely there will be more. And that is just something that hurts and pains me. And so I'm saying this because I can't say that I know the solution. I can't say that I know what to do to fix it. All I can say is that I know what I do, and the work that I do is to help people deal with loss and grief and overcome those difficult moments. And so, and I don't want to act as if that the city that I live in, right, I'm here in Philadelphia, I can't say that there aren't a whole bunch of deaths that are happening here. And that there needs to be something that is done. Now, there needs to be multiple things that's done, whether to confront the violence, whether to protect the innocent. I mean, to hear that a young child gets shot by a stray bullet is horrific. Now, I'm saying this because we need to also talk about the mental health aspect of all of this. What does it mean to have an entire city to lose their sons and daughters, to have family members that have lost relatives to the violence? How do they cope? How do they go to work? How do they deal with what might be happening in their lives? I don't know if anyone out there, if you've ever dealt with something that painful or that tough, what would you do? How would you overcome the difficulty of losing someone that you cared about, someone that was that close to you that now was lost? And not just, lost because of an illness or even old age, some things that we might expect, but to violence, to a stray bullet. I can't imagine the pain that person would go through. I can figure that out on some level from the people I've worked with, but I can only say that has to be overwhelming and difficult. So what I want to hear from you, all those who are willing to kind of respond to this, is what are your thoughts? 500 deaths in 9 months. Not only that, how would you support somebody who just told you that they lost a family member? What would you do to help them through the day? How would you help them at work? How would you help them at home? What would you do to make somebody's day a little bit better? I can't say once again that I know the solution of how to stop the violence. I wish I did, because I don't want to hear another death, especially to this violence that's happening. But I know what I do is that I can help people, even if it is one day at a time, deal with the hurt and the pain, the struggle of not knowing how to deal with this day, because it hurts. It hurts when you think of that person. It hurts when you think about what will happen in your life without this person, or when you think about how old they will be, or what they would have done in school, or what they would have done in their life. At the end of the day, we need to help, we need to support, we need to encourage, and that there are people who are hurting. And right now in Chicago, I can imagine there are hundreds of people who are hurting with the loss and grief of their sons, their daughters, their brothers, their sisters, their uncles, their aunts, their mothers and fathers, to violence. So, let me know your thoughts. What would you do? How would you help somebody? How would you help somebody through the pain of this loss through violence? Thanks again.